Right to Hell Retribution is likely to go down in the annals of history as the greatest thing ever made by a human, except for Japanese thrash metal.
What's in my head? Over, under, over, under, over.
It will outlive us mere mortals, we beings of flesh and blood, doomed to scratch out a meagre existence upon this rock. This collection of pixels is out there. Forever. It's never going away. This game will likely be remembered alongside Homefront and Assassin's Creed 3 as bywords of good taste, well-developed characters and rigorous historical accuracy. It has created a new genre, unique unto itself. Well, there's so much goodness here, I don't know where to begin, but I suppose the best place to start is the beginning. Okay, so what have we got here? Opening menu, the music is great. Sounds like Led Zeppelin after Robert Plant had a stroke, but hey, there are worse things to knock off. Okay, so I'm at the menu and why can't I select anything? I'm wiggling the mouse about and nothing's happened. Oh, I have to move about the menu with my arrow buttons. Okay, sorry. I shouldn't expect the same experience of this game as every other PC game I've played in the last 5 years. Yeah, that's great, you know. It's innovative. Loading. Loading.
Fucking time, sweetheart.
Okay, so we're immediately thrust into the role of a biker, clearly, driving on the wrong side of the road, because that's what badasses do, kids, and then, oh, okay, I'm in control, I guess, I'm shooting at people with some kind of machine gun, and, okay, right back to the bike. And now I'm fighting someone with quick time events. Well, I'm sure this won't be a core part of the game. I mean, no game made in 2013 would make quick time events part of the core combat mechanic, would they? And now we're in some kind of plane with a guy at our feet. Wait, did he just moan after getting 2 bullets in the head? Is that even possible? And now we're jumping over a helicopter. Okay, is that important? Wow, what an action-packed opening. Can't wait to see how we start. Probably some big ruckus with bikers. Ooh, or maybe a huge race or convoy of bikes experiencing the lifestyle. Okay, 10 days earlier. Than what? Did all those scenes take place on the same day? Well, it seems like a busy day, but alright then.
Marines, we are leaving!
We meet our hero, excuse me, I don't know why I said it that way, Jake Conway, fresh out of a tour of Vietnam and is being collected by his uncle? It says it in inverted commas, so what? Is he his uncle? Or does he just hang around with bearded old men?
You look like shit, Jake.
Now, a less enlightened individual than myself would say this sums up the graphics of the game quite admirably, but thanks sweet buttery Christ I'm not like that. Here you are, introduced to your your brother, Mickey.
But face is kind of weird.
Yeah. Well.
What a comeback from the older brother. Did we just skip a line? Yeah, but don't worry about that. Just keep going. It'll be fine.
She's my friend. She tells me about some of these cool bands sometimes.
There's plenty of time for you to be going to see bands. Ellie's a grown woman. I don't like you being out there after dark.
But now that Jake's back, I want to go.
Right to hell! Retribution!
So the first piece of gameplay, again without inflection, that's weird, begins as you chase after your brother, and already I'm questioning the controls of this game, with spacebar to accelerate and A to boost, rather than just using WASD for the bike controls. I'm not complaining though, this is making me think and look at my keyboard to make sure I've got my hands in the right place. This is a good thing. Also, why are we driving through a massive construction site along the road? What the hell kind of construction is this? They're building a massive above-ground sewer? Meh, whatever it is, it's probably all just a pipe dream anyway.
Sorry.
After this exciting chase, we have yet more family drama!
Since you left, she's kind of been the closest I've had to you, I guess.
Okay, this conversation's going in a weird direction.
Except she's smart. Real smart.
Thanks.
But she's cool, you know? She likes bands, and she makes me read books, and I like to be around her, and I don't know.
Ooh, big bad books. No wonder why Mac's all protective.
Life seems to be going fairly well for old Mickey, and now his brother is back. I can only see it getting better.
You ever slice an ear off with a baby cow? They scream and scream.
All of a sudden, some ruffians show up, and this is going to begin a long series of questions about the characters in this game, but who are these people? I mean, I know he's a villain, what with the introduction and all, but how does he fit in? We'll find out later. In a truly genius way, no doubt. Another issue you may notice is the abundance of loading screens, and while this was useful to me to provide a breathing space to write down my increasingly joyous ramblings about this game, it could be construed as annoying to the average Neanderthal gamer. Okay, just a few questions about the next section. Why did we suddenly appear in the middle of the highway driving our bikes? Why did these guys just drive ahead of us and sit there? Why is there suddenly a timer? Why do you only use one animation for a move that will be performed hundreds of times throughout the game? Why is it that they crash even if you fail the QTEs? Why are we still building games around QTEs? Why do some of them miss completely and just explode anyway? 7 major questions in a 1.5 minute sequence. But that's good. I like my games thought-provoking. And we've been caught. Somehow. So we're being held at gunpoint and suddenly we aren't anymore. That's a level of skill on the part of that biker I never thought possible. 5 gold stars.
Time to put that fucking piece down, cowboy.
Also, hello, random Irishman.
As I was asking before, we want to know where the boy here got his cut from. Would be nice to know who you are, too.
It's nobody's. It's just a jacket.
Look, lad, this is the part where you beg for his life. You understand?
Apparently in this universe, jackets are very important.
He's just a kid.
Wow, the raw emotion of that line really shines through.
It's our dads, okay? It's our fucking dads!
And who might your father be?
William Conway.
Toledo Conway? No!
Alas, poor Mikey. You only existed to be killed, and yet somehow you had possibly the largest amount of, and best characterization of anyone in the game. How genius is that? Get us invested by giving him all the character and leaving none for the rest! So after witnessing a flashback to a scene we just saw... That's good, though, because I have the mind of a goldfish, and the sheer power of these scenes are already overwhelming my memories of 2 minutes ago. Jay gets put on the receiving end of a bullet sandwich. Well, that was a short game. A bit weird, but I don't see what all the praise is about, and oh, okay, he's alive. Somehow. Now, at this point, some of you may be asking the question, how did a bunch of guys with guns at point-blank range not manage to kill him? Did they shoot him just once? If they're so eager to kill someone over a fucking jacket, then surely you go to the effort of putting one in the back of his skull, too. Or maybe just wailing on him with all the other weapons you had. Ah, but you see, my friends, our hero is made of tougher stuff than that, and I can prove it. So, in less than 10 days, not only does this guy survive a close-quarter bullet wound, but he is up and about and putting himself in danger in an act of revenge. You know what, my friends? The subtle stench of genius. And now it's time to hunt down those responsible, the Devil's Hand Cartel. After a very long and uneventful drive, get used to that concept, folks, as it gives you time to ponder the big questions of life, like, why am I playing this fucking game? Sorry, don't know what came over me. We finally delve into one of the most painful aspects of the game, the combat. I mean, painful for the bad guys, not me, obviously. Now, some people have said that the combat system in this game sucks harder than a Saigon whore with a helium addiction, but what do they know? Essentially, it's a 2-button system, with left click being the mash this repeatedly button and R being the fuck yo block button, with space being the block and E being used for special attacks. So yes, the combat is randomly divided between keyboard and mouse, which makes the QTEs even more confusing, as when you have to randomly mash buttons, be they E, R, left mouse or the otherwise useless right mouse, you often have no idea which one will require the tapping, and with your hands stretched across the keyboard or busy holding your drink in order to delay your inevitable suicide, you will end up failing them. Which isn't to say they have much consequence, but it certainly extends your time in this endless purgatory, is what I would be saying if I thought this wasn't a brilliantly designed combat system. The space block can be used to counter, so it's basically Arkham Asylum. There are also special kill animations for each weapon. Well, specifically, there is a kill animation per weapon. 1. In a game that goes on for about 6 hours. That has about 5 weapons. Yeah! So, after beating up a few random goons who were certainly directly responsible and deserving of nothing but death and brutal maiming, you travel to a city.
You look like you need some oiling. Wanna get greasy?
Yeah, 'cause nothing yells sex at me like grease.
Business before pleasure, sweetheart.
After speaking to Machete, you turn around and whoa! All of a sudden all the noises immediately switch earphones. Clearly a master of sound mixing was employed on this game. Well, I mean, they're trying to establish that you're new in this place and you're unfamiliar with it, so of course that you'd be discombobulated and having noises swishing from ear to ear is perfectly natural. So after that, you notice a man hassling a woman. I will point out that he claims, I'm only getting what I paid for.
Get your hands off me!
I'm getting what I paid for!
so as far as this seems to go, Jake is beating up a complete stranger who is just claiming what he paid the prostitute to do. So anyway, and oh my god! Oh no, no! My poor virgin eyes! Ah! Sorry, just... okay. I'm alright. Just like, I wasn't ready for the breathtaking sensuality of the scene is all. Whew. So ignoring the fact he turned down a prostitute's offer literally 2 minutes ago, he beats up a client who was seemingly only claiming what he paid for, and then shagged the woman while seemingly fully clothed. As was she. Because in this game of brutal violence to death, we can't see a titty, can we? No, because that would take away from the moralistic message this game is trying to convey. Also, why the fuck is it framed so as to show off a picture of some random guy? We're apparently here to find a guy named Anvil, and we have to chase him. Hey, don't fucking tell me to hurry up with your shitty objective game. I'll take however much time I want to soak in your world and atmosphere. Yeah, that's it. So we chase Anvil into the next day, apparently. Did the editors from Countdown to Final Crisis work on this game or something? Okay, I have a question. Why is it easier to knock someone off a bike with your bare hands than with any kind of weapon? So after all that chasing and carnage, he escapes behind a thin metal door. Right, well fortunately there's a truck nearby we can commandeer to drive through the gates. And we're not going to do that, are we? Because that would be too friggin' obvious. Oh well, at least this will be the only time something interesting involving trucks will happen in this game.
I don't ever recall seeing a woman fixing a truck before.
Ah, casual sexism.
Yeah, well, it's the weekend, see?
See? Are you a gangster from the 1920s, lady?
Look, I'll tell you what's personal. My idiot ex-husband works in that place, but while I'm stuck fixing trucks, he's off drinking with my money he stole from me.
Right to hell! Marital strife!
So this woman agrees to give you the keys to the warehouse if you agree to go back and get her wedding ring off her ex-husband. Okay, notwithstanding the fact you could just easily bust in another way, couldn't Anvil very easily leave in this time? He could have looked out of a window and seen you drive off and think, "Aha, now's my chance," and just drive off and you'll likely not find him again. Oh well, it all adds to the mystery, right? Another question, why is this woman, and when it comes to that, the police, seemingly fine with this burly biker beating a whole bunch of other bikers to death with various weapons on the public roads?
Maybe you should let me go in and talk to him alone. You still seem pretty wound up about this guy.
Yeah, don't let her go in because it might cause trouble, but you, a 250-pound violent revenge-fueled biker, you're just the fucking arbiter of peace and diplomacy. Oh, and look, you just beat 7 bells out of him anyway.
Wow. Did you hurt him?
She says, standing next to his unconscious body. Wait, no, stop, no, please, no, no! Ah, where's the bleach? Must scrub out the sin! I mean, my eyes are unworthy. So, let me get this straight. The entire point of this whole quest was drive a bit, kill a few bikers, knock out 3 assholes, and get laid. Jesus, what is wrong with this guy? He's meant to be this avenging force out to bring retribution upon those who killed his brother. In this, so far, he appears to have only achieved getting his rocks off. Twice. This must mean he's a complex character. Did George R.R. Martin write this? It's decided that we need to get crazy old Uncle Mac on board, and he sends us to meet Jesus! Mr. T's let himself go a bit. The slow pace of walking down this corridor reminds me of scenes in other games that help build up the world and the characters through dialogue. So we shall sit here and marvel at Right to Hell's world building of almost no conversation in a boring hallway. A very artistic reflection of the emptiness of Jake's life now he's without his brother. Wonder at the brilliant AI of Right to Hell Retribution. Okay, we're gonna go sneaky in. Shit, they saw me. Guys? Cooey! Guys! Hey guys, look, I'm Retribution, see? Wanna come get me? Guys! Fuck it. Wow, wait a minute, these guys are hard as balls. Shit, reload, come on, die! Jesus, these guys take more bullets than Oscar Pistorius' girlfriend. Oh my god, what is wrong with your neck? So, fighting through this warehouse will be an indicator of the rest of the game. It's terribly visceral. The enemies take way too many bullets, so you end up waiting for those elusive headshots, so the game effectively becomes a protracted whack-a-mole session. It also demonstrates to me how fucking painful this type of shooter can be on PC, because holding the mouse so still for such a period of time hurt my weak console gaming wrists to the point I began to develop terminal wanker's cramp. Which is great. No pain, no gain, right? Right? You might want to avoid this pain by running forward and beating them to death with a melee weapon. This might actually be slightly quicker if you manage to avoid being shot about 500 times. In order to speed up the process, the developer did implement environmental one-hit kills. However, these soon become ludicrous because they are one use only. So you have a situation where dropping an enemy down a 20-foot hole suddenly loses all lethality after the first attempt. Really, the only way that could happen is if the pile of corpses stretched so high he only falls a couple of inches. So after fighting your way to the top of the brewery, you get in the lift and go all the way back down again. Well, don't I feel proactive as shit? The Jasons have turned up. You'll learn to hate these assholes. Remember how all the enemies take a fuck ton of bullets unless you headshot them? Well, these dick smokers take the amount while shooting at their head! No wonder Jason was so fucking tough. It's those bloody hockey masks. So yeah, these assholes are the bane of my existence when they actually bother to fight you.
Not giving a fuck!
No, I will not turn the difficulty down because I died twice in the same spot. So after taking damage during a fucking cutscene somehow, Anvil runs out of the building straight past Mac.
I'm sorry, son. I was no use at all. You flew right past me.
So Mac's presence here was entirely pointless! So you chase after Anvil riding sidecar with Mac and firing a fucking belt-fed machine gun, so... Anyway, wait a minute. If Mac had a fucking belt-fed machine gun, why in the fuck was he using a shotgun when trying, and failing, to stop Anvil? Why didn't he just park outside the building, set it up, and fill whatever non-Jake Conway-shaped people filed out with about 5,000 rounds? So after a long and frustrating sidecar chase, which is hampered by the fact you have an inaccurate gun while your aim bounces around like Michael J. Fox on a fucking space hopper, you finally catch up with Anvil.
So simple. Big boss man want Toledo Kid dead. We find out y'all's alive. And...
Ah, so the plot thickens.
Jake? What the hell happened?
Such drama conveyed through that one-line delivery. So after that, the game turns into a sandbox. A sandbox filled with piss and cat shit. Well, I don't know what came over me there. The spirit of the average gamer, no doubt, when exposed to this masterpiece.
I heard about some illegal boxing club near Blackfield. Might be a good lead. A big Irish gang member called Meat Hook is the star fighter said to fight there.
Wait a minute, we only know about Meat Hook because he's a star fighter in a local boxing club. The fact this seems to be set in the Midwest, whatever the fuck this is, and this guy speaks like he's just come out of a production of Riverdance isn't a bit of a giveaway?
There's some rich guy who lives up at Coyote Rock. Ex-boxer. He might know. I heard he got sucked in deep.
Oh, come on, you're just making the jokes for me now.
You do what you gotta do, but stay smart.
You have to get there first. Ah, and here we play another fun little mini-game of Ride to Hell called the Texture Pop-In Game. Oh, okay guys, taking all bets on how long it's going to take for the textures to pop in. I've got 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds. Oh, someone over there is giving me 5 seconds. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it! 7 whole seconds! And that's not even counting the partial lack of textures in the beginning. It's a rare game that allows you to play mini-games with the graphics. That's called value for money.
Been a long time since I've seen someone that good with their hands. How about you do an old man another favor first? I haven't stretched my racing legs for a while.
Oh, he wants to race me. Great, yeah, let's just make my life a bit more difficult. So then we get to the race. Yet another drag on my already rapidly shortening lifespan. They're so boring. Half the time I don't even need to press the turn keys. You just slam into the wall and bounce around. I lost this guy 10 seconds into this 3-minute race and spent the rest of it slamming into walls, glitching like a motherfucker and getting frame rate drops on a computer that can run both Far Cry 3 and Rome 2 Total War!
God damn, what a race!
Yep, it sure was. About as interesting as Formula 1. Which is actually a thoroughly entertaining and in no way tedious exercise in watching nothing in particular happen. Sadly, this romantic bike ride for 2 is cut short by teleporting enemies! Oh Christ, they've got powers, we're doomed! Yay! Random exploding tanker for no reason. So we get to the boxing arena and we begin the tournament to see who gets crowned King of the Sweaty Unlubricated Ring 2013.
Read my lips. Fuck you.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be up there with the best of them.
Raw is Jericho! And that's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so.
Read my lips. Fuck you.
Ah, and here's Jake displaying Ali's classic roper fat ass technique.
Get him a body bag! Yeah!
So after one battle, you're immediately thrown into another one.
We'll fight again in 13 minutes.
How long do these promos go on anyway?
I bring you the Slayer, the killing machine, the Prince of Destruction himself.
Hold 3! The moss-covered, 3-handled family Gradunzel!
Who's next?
It's a shameful thing, you lost your head! You're next!
So we finally meet the Irishman in combat, and he starts taunting him about his brother. Wait, does that mean Mickey's going to come back as the Undertaker now? So after the first part of the fight, Sheamus has his manager throw him a barbed wire baseball bat. Two things. Firstly, this has now officially become professional wrestling, and secondly, oh, I put that feckin' barbed wire through my fucking hand, fella! So after finally beating him, you're about to get the info you need when all of a sudden he is stabbed by an associate he was previously talking to. Wait, how the fuck did he do that without getting noticed? Is he an assassin or something? Well, I must admit kicking the shit out of an annoying Irishman was fairly cathartic, but that's a shitty way to go. R.I.P. in peace, Sheamus. I will honour your fight by eating a potato on this day every year. Continuing your quest by driving into Dead End after already being in Dead End? Don't even try to twist your brain around that metaphysical concept. You end up chatting to Ellie, the girl Mickey mentioned, who is apparently along for the ride as well. Oh great, the more bodies in the train wreck, the better, right? So after talking to the journalist from Apocalypse Now, he sets you a task to deliver some drugs for information. Oh boy, I hope it's another boring and utterly avoidable quest that involves the brutal beating and potential murder of honest, hard-working policemen. Oh boy, it is! Yeah!
Oh no, he's driven round it.
Also, why are policemen driving into signs and exploding? Officer Nitro reporting for So after finding out he wants us to do more favours, we simply beat the information out of him. Jake, if that was always an option, why not do it originally and spare us a number of dead cops? So we travel to visit another target's girlfriend.
Come on, baby. We know you like it.
I only like it from my man.
Oh wait, no, God, why? She's either faking it hard or has cut a hole in her crotch shorts. Ah yes, the post-coital Nam flashback.
My brother's out there, you know. Where you been? Think he's okay?
I really don't know.
Smooth, Jake. You really know how to talk to the ladies in these situations. Real comforting. So after sexing the information out of the lady, we arrive at the farm. However, it seems to be surrounded by an electrified fence. Now with my experience with playing Sherlock Holmes adventure games, I should be able to find a way around this. Okay, so we could find a method over, or maybe under the wall? Oh, or find the generator for the electric fence and somehow disable it, maybe just with a gunshot. Oh look, there's a truck. We could maybe use that to ram the fence or gate. Or get in it and drive all the way along the highway, kill a bunch of policemen and innocent city workers, and then blow it up at the dam, which would naturally cut the power to the entire area. Right. Okay, so you saw a tanker full of petrol, and your immediate train of thought was, 1. Steal it, after brutally beating its owners who randomly attacked me for no reason. 2. Drive to the local dam power plant, killing several policemen and hoping it doesn't blow up like every other fucking thing on these roads do. 3. Get to the dam, kill the workers there, who are inexplicably armed with guns and laden with drugs, and then detonate the tanker that managed to survive the gunfight and massive explosions on the way there, knocking out the power for the nearest 50 miles, including hospitals and prisons, and then apparently walking back, somehow avoiding arrest, and then jumping over the gate. Congratulations, Jake Conway. Your convoluted, expensive, and completely fucking stupid plan could have been replaced by buying a fucking ladder. Oh shit, is a bolt. Let's hope he doesn't napalm the fucking place. After finding an alternative route, you fight your way through the house and come across 2 very familiar faces. Oh wait, no. Oh come on, no, it's the same guy, and the same girl, and the same scene. Oh god. So you chase down this guy Colt into a giant barn that's being used for some kind of drug production. Maybe they're in the gay weed business. So instead of shooting him or sneaking out, Colt decides the best way to deal with the problem is to blow up a valuable resource. It takes a special kind of retard, folks.
Where the fuck did Colt go?
Give me the water, fuck!
Where is he?
Where is he? God damn it, man! Give me the water!
Wait, did he just die because Jake kicked over a bucket of water? Anyway, you go back to the same airport that you beat thugs up at the beginning. Is it foreshadowing or just lazy writing and environmental design? Must be foreshadowing. So after a long and extremely boring shootout in the airport, you finally kill Colt.
They're saying... Ah! Oh!
That's for what you've done to my town.
Ah! Ah!
That's for trying to kill me. That's for Naomi. And this? Well, this is for Mikey. You remember that name. You hold on to that name in your head. Hold on to it tight. Real tight. Right now. You got it?
Your next target is some asshole called Greasy Steve who is talking to the guy who was watching you kill Anvil. And wow, this is starting to veer towards bad touch territory, guys. I'm okay with all the murder and such, but this is a bit much. Tone it down a bit, guys. You meet Greasy Steve at this random petrol station. You immediately chase him. However, you are defeated by a slight bump. Nope, not the dynamite he's throwing at you, but a bump. A small pothole utterly defeated our hero, who can take point-blank bullet wounds and walk it the fuck off. Whatever. I'm sure this must be explained later. So you head back to the petrol station where you're accosted by the lady who is planning to ride with Steve to a concert. She claims she'll tell you where he is if you take her to the concert. I don't mean to cause a problem here, but could you not just, get her to tell you? You haven't been afraid to do so before. Oh wait, because she's a woman, he must have purely honourable intentions. Oh, fucking course. Oh wait, he's following his instincts. Yeah, if his instincts are a rather pungent set of swingers between his thighs, maybe. But I get ahead of myself. You travel to a house in the country and are immediately accosted by angry bikers. It appears that they've taken over the place and scared out the band, who sound like they're out of fucking Spinal Tap.
Fuck that! Don't go in there, man!
Wait a minute, exactly where was the gig supposed to take place? In the house? Okay, is it a private gig for the owner and their friends and the biker gang just burst in unannounced? Well, I guess not, because later on you return to the same place and it appears to be owned by a high-ranking member of the Devil's Hand, So, did he want them to play and then had the guys around who started to trash his own house? Do they expect us to believe this was some kind of trap? Because if that is the case, then it relied on the fact that 1, Jake would meet Greasy Steve at the specific petrol station, 2, that the woman who needed to go to the concert was there at the same time, 3, that Jake would go back to the same station in order to meet her, and 4, that the band would be available to play on that specific day. Either that, or she works for the Devil's Hand, which isn't hinted at, and if she did, then she's very quick to switch sides in the way all women in Ride to Hell do. Except this time it's via the medium of a 5-way.
Perhaps we can meet up another time, lover boy. My name's Claudine.
It doesn't matter what your name is!
You have to next head over to another town to soup up your bike in order to outrace Greasy Steve in the future, and lo and behold, the Devil's Hand appear to have arrived here as well for no reason. And with the police signs here, you can also play the pop-in game, though the police themselves seem conspicuously absent. I wonder if it had anything to do with the programmers not wanting to program non-enemy AI. As you fight your way through, Jake's dad-ass sense begins to tingle. Also, isn't it nice that these guys would just ignore me and let me snipe all their friends in the head? So anyway, you save the woman, and here we go again. Also, another point, apparently concrete can be destroyed by bullets, but the burned out shells of cars are impenetrable. Why was the Devil's Hand here anyway? Were they here purely on the off chance to prevent me getting an engine from this guy? What if I'd just gone to a national dealership and gotten another engine? Yet another race and yet another frame rate drop. So after chasing Steve again and putting enough bullets into him to fill an entire Dark Knight Rises premiere showing, suddenly he's on the floor at my mercy. Okay. So he squeals and explains that you have to go after 3 guys, 666, Pretty Boy, and Big Dick. The jokes almost write themselves.
Good talk, Steve. Now let's see you slip out of this one.
Well, I guess that's what he gets for pointing the finger. Wow, the gun skills here are like equi-fucking-librium. How the fuck did Mac miss those shots? It makes you wonder how this gang achieves anything. Also, oh my god, what happened to your arm? Well, after clearing them out all by myself, Mac reappears and we finally admit how useless he is, and we go after 666. In order to get to him, we agree to do a favour for a French-German lumberjack?
You find the packages quickly, and I tell you whatever you want.
And why the hell can't you do this Easter egg hunt yourself?
His people are watching. If I am strange, they will know something is wrong.
Oh gee, I wonder if this is another pointless side quest that could have been solved by just kicking the shit out of the guy to begin with.
Quick spoiler, the answer is yes.
Hey wait, if they're watching, wouldn't they just recognise Conway anyway, so it would all be pointless? So we go on a... No, you've got to be fucking kidding. A fucking fetch quest? Are you shitting me? This game is just trolling me now. Really? We get to wander around a largely empty area, picking up crates and fighting off enemies. Fuck this game! So after all that, the guy pulls the same shit as the doctor earlier, but since this guy is built like a brick shithouse, our hero bravely kowtows like a bitch. Also, why isn't every policeman in this state after this guy by now? I mean, after all, the only person I've actually seen killing policemen is him. So I get to the delivery point and...
It's a trap!
Jake, time to reunite with your dead brother.
Really? After all that's happened, this guy thinks he can take me? You'd think he'd be running to the fucking hills, leaving a trail of piss the size of the Amazon by now, what with the mountains of corpses who look just like him I've left trailing in my wake.
And this guy brings the feet back. Fucking death cop. I am thinking he is a dead guy.
Oh, the dramatic irony.
Why do you idiots never do things the easy way?
That's what I keep asking! Although I do like how with the combat it allows me to accidentally kill people with a dismissive backhand, you can find an easy way to break it by simply one button clicking. And I don't mean trying to go for a combo, I mean simply pressing the left mouse button over and over and over again, giving enough time to prevent a combo from happening, and therefore stun locking the enemies into submission. So you follow 666 to a lumber mill. Okay, that's fucking hilarious. We then discover from 666 that the head of the Devil's Hand, Caesar, wants all of Conway's family dead, and then after dueling him with a crowbar versus a double chainsaw, you end up feeding him to a wood chipper. Ooh, nasty. Chasing after King Dick leads you to a strip club, so you're sent to pick up a girl. Oh boy, I wonder if it will be another tedious and pointless drive, and yeah, of course it is. So we get there, and the guy is being an arsehole trying to get her to come out. She refuses, but as soon as Jake arrives, she comes out anyway, and we chase him off while she fires a shotgun at him. Now, I'd like to know why that happened. Why did we not just simply kick the shit out of him there and then? And, if she had the shotgun, why did she not simply open the door and blast him? Or did she need a big biker to come around and help? And I see now. How is it that this scene has more bare flesh than any of the sex scenes? So now you have to chase around the various casinos in the town we visited earlier, 15th verse, same as the first, looking for prostitutes to find, and wow, look at the frame rate drops as I enter this casino. Jesus Christ, this isn't even funny anymore, it's just sad.
What are you, one of them civil rights protester assholes or something?
Yeah, fuck civil rights. You go, girl. Fight the misogynistic, privileged males who are simply trying to prevent you from falling into a life of abject squalor, disease, and violence. After finally getting the information he requires, Jake is chased by the police, including a helicopter. Why is it only now that they are finally trying to chase the asshole who left a trail of their comrades across the state? See, for however dickish the Devil's Hand are, you are the only one I've seen shooting cops in the back. After finding King Dick and kicking his ass...
I don't get up for nobody but myself.
Yeah, you are truly in a position to talk back to me, buddy.
That whore, Brandy, find her. She's on the outside and trying to fuck her way up the ranks to be Pretty Boy's primo. No broad should have that much power.
He's sexist. He must be evil.
What?
Yeah, still you.
What do you mean, still me? This is the first face-to-face contact we've ever had.
Before he died, King Dick told me about some girl named Brandy.
I don't know her, but if she's got anything to do with Pretty Boy, then try Mud Springs Canyon Speedway. It's the biggest track.
Wait, you knew where I could go to find info on him? Why the fuck did you not just say that? So you head to the race and meet this monotonous British bitch who acts entirely contemptuous to you. Oh, I think I'm going to hate you the most, lady. That's my job.
And if you don't win, darling, I'll make you dead.
Yeah, you really scare me. So Jake's plan here was to announce himself as working for the guy who knows his name and he is after. Right.
I'm not here for trouble, gentlemen.
You biker types keep on causing trouble.
We don't want you coming up here no more, you hear?
Baggy Miner here does have a point, you know. Yet another fight breaks out, and in spite of our hero's ability to shrug off bullets, he suddenly runs away from one guy with a shotgun.
Leave him. That sumbitch won't last 10 minutes before it caves in.
Okay, so there's going to be a cave-in, and both Jake and the miners know this. So, 1, why are there still miners down there? And 2, why is Jake using dynamite to blast his way out if it's about to fucking collapse?
Listen, buddy. I'm not here to kill you.
Just all your friends! So after a random battle with guys who just decided to piss on your brother's grave, is Jake like Salatin from Lords of Magic? You pee on his brother's grave and he is summoned.
You're the devil!
Perfect first take there. So after meeting yet another charming young lady, and wow, Jake actually managed to not shag her. He just left her to drown in booze instead. What a hero. After another long-winded chase, leaving yet more innocent policemen dead, you go to Mr. T and ask him to help you rig the bike with a bomb.
I need some help too.
Well, of course you fucking do. Remember, kids, don't do drugs, or a truck with a machine gun will drive up and shoot you. Also, why did the machine gunner not aim for Jake rather than the random dude? Unless he was aiming for Jake and miraculously hit everything around him, but then how would he know Jake were here anyway, so he must have been aiming for the guy who just sold his gang something. But if that's the case, then why did he do that? To get the money back? I'm sure it's not worth that much, and maybe they could have gotten more of what they needed from that contract.
Rape jokes. I love them.
Okay, that was also legitimately funny. So after tinkering with the bike, you follow the bitch back to the mansion, and then proceed to immediately blow up the bike. So what was the point? I thought you might explode the bike underneath Pretty Boy. Now I realise that might make it difficult to get information out of him, but people survive all kinds of shit in this world, so I don't see why he shouldn't survive that. This entire subplot could have been avoided by tailing her and throwing a stick of dynamite. Fuck me. So you chase Pretty Boy. Oh, and apparently shooting one fuse box will make a crane do the exact set of complex movements you need it to. That's useful. Now it's time for the expository cutscene.
There's a reason why everyone in the hand knows the Conway name, Jake. Truth is, we'd given up looking for you a few years ago. Thought you must have joined your old man in the grave. Oh, Jake, Jake, Jake. Don't be so gloomy. I'm very happy to have the opportunity to tell you that there has been a kill order out for the whole Conway bunch. Your daddy, your mommy, you, your baby brother,
And your little dog, too!
and in the big old rule book, kill orders are for life. One day we were looking for him, next day Caesar says he's dead. Happens all the time. Why should we question him?
And where is this unquestionable leader?
I didn't get these scars for my candor. One thing I will tell you is this. He's stronger than you, he thinks faster than you, and he is 10 steps ahead of you every single minute of every single day. And he was built without an off switch, and he will not stop until you are eating the very earth you're walking on. It's been a pleasure, Jake.
Wow, those ropes were tied so tight, one punch can knock him loose. After killing him, you meet up with Mac at the graveyard.
Why didn't you tell me, Mac?
'Cause I'm a useless old man!
Your daddy once raced a guy from the gang named John McKenzie. But it wasn't your normal cash race. It was to win a girl. Your mama. Toledo was a hothead. He got drunk and gambled her when he ran out of money. And he lost the race. But he was never gonna hand your mama over to nobody. No, she was furious when she found out what he'd done. You and my...
No fucking shit!
John was a violent son of a bitch. And he went on a rampage, talking up a storm about traitors and his property and all sorts of shit. And then the fellas in the gang, well, they bought into it. Toledo brought you boys over one night saying he had to leave town. Took your mama with him. He made me swear not to say anything. He ran, same as I would have done. John was insane. I mean... fucking insane. following after Toledo to God knows where. Then some folks came back saying your parents were caught and killed. Others saying John never found them. Made the story up so he don't look like a pussy.
Caesar. John Mackenzie?
So, it turns out that basically this whole thing is your dad's fault and Caesar has a legitimate grievance. Brilliant. No, not the bike. Now this is personal. So we're gearing up for our final revenge, and nope, sidetracked helping Mr. T recover a shipment of weapons that the guy at the trailer park sold out to the Devil's Hand. So after a boring chase, boring fight, and even more boring truck sequence, you head back to the house to find Mac hanging around. Rest in peace, old man. You died as you lived, useless and covered in shit. Again, I would just ask, if they knew where he lived, why did they not just wait till he was asleep there and set fire to the place and riddle it with bullets? Anyway, you head to an unfinished stadium for a final showdown.
Jake! Where's Mac?
And look, I see you've met my daughter, Ellie.
What a twist! For Christ's sakes, why didn't you just tell me?
Because that would make too much goddamn sense.
Look at me. How many of them?
An army. They're everywhere. This is the end, Jake.
I sure as shit hope so. So we're introduced to Caesar. Yep, a villain who barely appears in the game at all, but look, he's wearing an SS collar and an iron cross. He must be the most evil of them all. So after a very long-winded speech containing yet more family drama, we see his army, as Ellie put it, about 10 guys. Tremble in fear as my mighty forces ravage your lands. I have hordes of men at my command that I can count on my fucking fingers.
I chased him for a long time, Jake. I found them too. Threw them both off the fucking cliff.
Is it just me, or is that a rather hilariously silly way to kill them? After fighting his army, he just runs away. Okay, so you chase him. After having an oddly deep conversation while chasing down Caesar...
But I guess I always chickened out. I thought you guys would hate me for who my father was. Mikey meant so much to me. And Mac was like a real dad, you know?
Yeah, it would have been nice to, you know, see all that character development. Also, why is he suddenly wearing shades? So after chasing down Caesar and giving him the eye noogie of death, Caesar falls off a cliff. Oh, I get it, it's ironic.
It's over. We did it, Mikey.
And I got laid several times. I wonder if Ellie is available. So the moral of the story is that you can get away with killing policemen scot-free if you just kill enough of them. I will end my review with a simple message to the developers of Ride to Hell Retribution. I want to bring the same emotions into your life as you have brought into mine. So I've decided I shall travel to each of your houses and I'm going to make you play your own fucking game!
Shake,